If you follow my channel, you know I'm a big fan of the ThinkPad line, especially their Yoga line when it comes to their business-focused laptops. So when Lenovo hit me up to check out their all-new Yoga L13 laptop, I quickly jumped on it. I like its versatility, this being a convertible, of course. I like the fact that you could store the pen in the device. I like the fact that it has that legendary keyboard. The touchpad is great on this, and of course, you know I love the TrackPoint. And it has a really nice 1080p display. But best of all, it doesn't break the bank. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my unboxing and review of the ThinkPad Yoga L13 convertible laptop. Coming up. Today's video is brought to you by U2Key.com. Find out later in this video how you can save 15% off Microsoft Office and Windows 10 Professional OEM keys. Want to see more videos like this? Why not hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell? This way you'll be alerted every time I post a new video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram. That's where I post all the latest updates. And in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by Lenovo. I'm not being sponsored by Lenovo. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own, and no one is seeing this video before its release. This review unit is on loan from Lenovo, and once this review is done, I will be sending it back. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to check out this particular laptop is its price. With a starting price of $677, I think this is a really good price to value ratio. Now, the model I have comes in at $1,182, and considering what this brings to the table, I think that's actually a really good price. It's a good deal in my opinion. And with specs and pricing out of the way, let's find out what you get inside the box. Let's open it up. Inside the box is a setup guide, warranty information, an extension cord, and a very compact USB-C power adapter. It's a 65-watt power adapter, and it's really portable. I like that. Now, you also, of course, get the unit itself, and of course, this is a ThinkPad, so you get that stealth black look, really good build quality. I like what I see. Now, I also love the fact that the pen actually stores in the device, and it also charges in the device. We'll talk more about that later in this review. And it underwent a series of tests, earning a military standard 810G rating, making this one tough laptop. One thing to be aware of, this is a major fingerprint magnet. You will be wiping it down quite a bit. Okay, let's check out the port selection. We'll start off on the left side. We get two USB-C ports, and you also get your breakout port for your Ethernet, a USB-A port, and a 3.5mm headset jack. Moving over to the right side is your power port, a micro SD card reader for storage expansion, another USB-A port, an HDMI port, a Kensington lock port, and moving over to the front is an optional smart card reader. Now, before we get to the display, let's hear a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by U2Key.com, your one-stop shop for Windows 10 Professional OEM keys, Microsoft Office keys, Steam CD keys, mini games, and so much more. And right now you can save 15% off if you use the discount code AUK15. That's a pretty good deal. So head on over to U2Key.com to get those special savings, and I want to thank U2Key for sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's talk about that display. I'm a big fan of it. I like the way it looks. It's got some really deep black, some really vibrant colors. It's got a full HD resolution that's 1920 by 1080. That means you're getting a 16:9 aspect ratio, which of course, as you know, is excellent for consuming media, watching Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime Video, and the like. It also has some pretty good contrast as well. Now, as far as brightness is concerned, it measured 302 nits, which is definitely right around the threshold of my 300 nits, which I'd like to see, which makes it good for both indoor and outdoor use, although in direct sunlight you may have some issues because it is a little bit of a glossy display. It has somewhat slim bezels, although you will notice the chin on the bottom, and that's because you will be using this as a tablet, so you need somewhere to hold, and it worked pretty well in tablet mode, as you can see here. And the top bezel houses the webcam. Now, the reason I'm testing this with my headphones on is because I couldn't get the audio that's built into this to work. I don't know if it's a driver issue. Not sure what's going on. It could be defective. I'll reach out to Lenovo, but I just wanted to let you know what's going on with this. Now, as far as the camera itself, it's a 720p 30 frames per second webcam, good for Skype, good for video conferencing. Of course, that's if you can get the microphones to work if you don't want to use Bluetooth headphones. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comments section below. And I love the fact that it has the Think Shutter switch, giving you more privacy and security. Now there is a fingerprint scanner located below the keyboard, and it worked well, registering my finger pretty much every time I used it. It did well. Now opening the lid, of course, you get that great ThinkPad keyboard, one of the best parts of this laptop, and it's a great typing experience. I really love that ThinkPad keyboard, and I'm glad it's really good on this one as well. It has great tactile feedback, good key travel, everything you'd want in a keyboard. It also has a multi-stage backlight that allows you to get work done in a dark room or a dimly lit environment. And it has a precision touchpad with physical mouse buttons, as well as having really responsive drivers, really good for two-finger scrolling, which was buttery smooth. All the gestures worked as advertised. And it has the TrackPoint, a great pointing device, one of the best out there, I think, and really great for navigating through the OS. Okay, let's talk about user upgradeability, and I love the fact that Lenovo makes it really easy for you to access the inside of this laptop. All you need to do is loosen the captive Phillips head screws, remove the bottom plate, and you're in. Once inside, you'll notice that the RAM is soldered into the motherboard, so you won't be able to upgrade that, but you can upgrade the SSD as it is swappable, so that's always good. You could also swap out the Wi-Fi card if you so choose. And speaking of the SSD, you get some very good reads and writes, as you can see from these results. Now once inside, you'll notice that single fan, but it does have a lot of blades on it, and you will notice that 46 watt-hour battery. And speaking of the battery, it has a 46 watt-hour battery, and here's how it did on my continuous web surfing test over Wi-Fi at 150 nits. It did an even 7 hours, but you could probably eke out about 8 hours depending on your settings. Remember, everybody's mileage may vary. It depends what you do. Now, if you do need to plug in, the good news is they do supply you with a 65 watt USB-C power adapter. It's pretty compact, and it took less than 2 hours for a full charge. That's what we like to see. And I love the fact that it has rapid charge right out of the box. 60-minute charge will get you back up to 80% of that 46 watt-hour battery, and that's pretty good. Now, when it comes to the audio, I thought they did a decent job. It's Dolby Audio with surround virtualizer. It also has a volume maximizer, which reduces any kind of distortion at full volume, and I thought it sounded pretty good, even at 100%. I think they did a good job with the mids, decent bass. This is pretty good, and a nice surprise on this 2-in-1 from Lenovo. Now, as far as performance is concerned, this unit is running the 10th generation Intel Core i5-10210U processor, or also known as the Comet Lake processor. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. It also has integrated UHD graphics. Now, it doesn't have Intel Iris Plus graphics, which we would get in, say, something with the Ice Lake processor. You don't get that here. Now, having said that, performance was decent. You can do Microsoft Office, email, web browsing. It all worked perfectly fine. And this is really not a gaming laptop. If you want to play the AAA titles on the highest settings, you could forget about it, but you can play some of the older titles if you lower the settings. And an eGPU is really not an option since there's no Thunderbolt 3 port. Now, as far as thermals are concerned, I thought they did a pretty decent job in terms of cooling. The fan doesn't get overly loud, overly obnoxious, so that's pretty good. And it never got really, really hot. So that stayed relatively cool, and I like to see that. I think they did a decent job with the thermals. Now, regarding that ThinkPad Pen Pro, what it does have is 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity, uses the Wacom AES technology. You don't need any quadruple A batteries. It has a rechargeable battery, and it will recharge when housed in its silo in the laptop. I really like that. And I thought it was great for taking notes, sketching out artwork, and the fact that it was garaged in the device was really convenient. I like this solution. And since this is a convertible laptop, you could always put it into the different modes. You got tent mode, great for recipes in the kitchen, consuming media. Same goes for the stand mode. You could watch Netflix, YouTube, Amazon. And of course, you could always put it into the tablet mode, great for use with the pen to take notes, to sketch out artwork. It all worked well. So to wrap it all up, can I recommend the Lenovo ThinkPad L13 Yoga? And the answer is absolutely. Considering the price to value ratio that this brings to the table, I definitely could recommend it. What I like is its bright, vivid, full HD display. I like that ThinkPad durability with that military standard 810G rating. I like the excellent keyboard, good selection of ports, the trackpad, the TrackPoint, the thin and light design, surprisingly good speakers, and good performance out of that 10th generation Comet Lake processor. And I love the fact that the pen pen stores and charges in the device, worked great as a note-taking device, and it also is good for sketching out artwork. I think they did a great job. A couple of negatives here, of course, there's no Thunderbolt 3 port, and it does have average battery life, although not terrible. But when it's all said and done, I'm going to give this a score of 89%, making the ThinkPad L13 Yoga worth your money. So what do you think about this bad boy, the L13? And I gotta say, the ThinkPad line is looking good with this. I like its price. I like the looks of it with this stealth black look on this, of course. I like that. I love its great keyboard, great display on this, very good battery life, good performance out of that Comet Lake processor. What more can you ask? Good price is, of course, the key here. And I love the fact that you can store the pen in the device. It charges in the device, uses the Wacom AES technology. Really good for taking notes, sketching out artwork. Best of all, you won't lose it since it does store and charge in the device. No need for quadruple A batteries, and that's always a plus. Great build quality. Now, unfortunately, you cannot upgrade the RAM, but you can swap out the SSD, which is always good. And this is a really good under $1,000 laptop right now. I'll put the latest pricing, of course, in the link below. Lenovo has a lot of sales, so keep your eye out on this. This is a really solid choice for those that want a convertible laptop, that want a ThinkPad, that want a Yoga, and they want pen support. This may be your ticket. Again, great price to value ratio on this, so it definitely is a recommendation. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course my website, amdtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.